Bitcoin investors. Today's economic data just dropped and the results shocked Wall Street. GDP smashed expectations. Consumer spending is stronger than analysts thought, and jobless claims, well, they're down. In other words, the US economy is looking healthier than anyone expected. But here's the question. What does this mean for Bitcoin? Stick with me because today's news just might change how you think about the market. What's up, family? It's Coach Massey, and you're locked in to the Daily Hodl. Let's get into it. Right now, let's talk about the economic data that was released this morning. Q2 GDP growth came in at 3.3%, beating the 3% expected. That's good news. Consumer spending, a huge part of GDP, also beat forecasts, showing Americans are still opening their wallets despite higher interest rates. And Q2 PCE prices, which measure inflation, also came in hotter than expected. While Core PCE, the Fed's favorite inflation gauge, was right in line with estimates. That's good news too. Weekly jobless claims fell below forecasts, and continuing claims dropped as well. Translation, the labor market is still resilient. That's good. So your takeaways from what I just said is a strong economy means the Fed has breathing room. Inflation is not out of control, growth is intact, and unemployment is holding up. This mix supports a risk-on environment, which historically benefits Bitcoin. That's why I invest, and that's why I believe you should invest. Now you might think, wait, stronger than expected economy means slower interest rate cutting. Doesn't that hurt Bitcoin? Well, not always. Here's why. One, investor confidence. A solid economy makes institutions more confident in allocating capital to alternative assets like Bitcoin. Number two, liquidity and risk appetite. When the market feels good, investors tend to chase growth opportunities, and Bitcoin has been one of the best performing assets of the last decade. And number three, narrative power. Media headlines drive sentiment. When the economy surprises to the upside, Bitcoin gets pulled into the conversation as a hedge and growth asset at the same time. So, another big headline today. Strive Asset Management, which is merging with All Season Strategy, ASST. And why does that matter? Well, Strive is co-founded by Vivek Ramaswamy. He is, and that company is focused on reshaping asset management with a pushback against ESG mandates. While ASST, on the other hand, brings a strong background in alternative stages. And I believe even JD Vance is part of that company. So together, they're signaling one thing. Wall Street is evolving, and the asset management game is becoming more competitive. So, for Bitcoin, this is bullish. I'll tell you why. Because as traditional asset managers innovate, it creates pressure to expand product offerings, more funds, more ETFs, more exposure to alternative investments, and Bitcoin is sitting right in the middle of that conversation. So, what does today's mix of strong GDP, solid consumer spending, and resilient jobs mean for Bitcoin? Well, the short term markets are reassured. Investors see strength, and Bitcoin benefits from positive sentiment. The medium term markets, if inflation continues to cool while growth stays intact, the Fed could pivot more and more this year, and rate cuts are historically bullish for Bitcoin. And the long term markets, well, Bitcoin continues to prove itself as the hardest asset in a financial system that's constantly adapting. Remember, Bitcoin isn't just about crisis hedging, it's also about thriving in times of growth because adoption accelerates when confidence is high. Family, the numbers don't lie. The economy is running better than expected this week. Wall Street is adjusting, and Bitcoin is positioned to ride the wave of strength. The question is, are you paying attention? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think today's strong GDP and jobs data is bullish for Bitcoin? Or do you think it just means higher rates for longer? Man, I hope it's not the second one. Anyways, don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who loves Bitcoin news. That's your Daily Hodl. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and as always, lead, pray, hodl. I'll see you in the next one.